flows just like a Navy ship. Right now we're in a maintenance period for a couple of weeks as we fix things, we take out the trash, we put things away, we reorganize, and we get ready for another phase of science. So when I first got up here a few months ago, we were raging through science, doing experiments from all different countries around the world, 3D printing, parts of the human body in space, like cardio, heart parts. It was really incredible science, growing plants, working with people from around the world, just raging in science. And then we go into a maintenance period, and we're getting ready to do a big science push here in a couple of weeks. Up here on the space station, we have to do everything, right? We're maintainers, we're scientists, we're engineers, we're operators, and we have to do all of those jobs. And so the background of a liberal arts education, where you get to have, a wide breadth of knowledge and education, and then operational experience from the United States Navy and flying airplanes comes forth. It all comes together because you got to be a master of all trades up here in the space station. Oh, I mean, obviously, I think you just rolled the video coming through into the hatch to the space station. It's an incredible experience, and you just grow a little bit each day as you become more and more accustomed to your environment. At first, just like keeping track of things is really hard. Like everything just tends to float off, and you kind of try to manage that, and you get better and better at it, and eventually you're comfortable with it. I hear you starting to laugh because you don't need to hold things, right? It's a great feeling floating around in space, and we've been trying to get ready for the Olympics coming up, and we've been practicing some gymnastics up here for maybe doing an Olympic intro video, and we're just having a real blast doing it, getting better and better each day at flying in space. I don't know where you're hanging out that everybody's always talking about the bathroom, but just getting used to just floating all the time. And after a while, like after a couple weeks, I thought it was normal. And you go through these cycles of this is crazy to this is normal to this is crazy. But floating around everywhere is absolutely amazing. You wake up in the morning and you're in your crew quarters and you brush your teeth and you can be, working within 3 minutes by floating there. My commute to work is floating down a hallway. It's pretty awesome. Thank you. It's a blast. I grew up wanting to, fly and explore everything around me, and this is the ultimate exploration. I'm always going 1,000 miles an hour in my head, and this job satiates that so well because I can go do one task and get really into it and be really excited about it, and at the next moment I can go be doing another task. It's a completely different field, and they're all entertaining to me. I've gotten experience in my job to go out with, the experts in geology, experts in aerospace, and you get to go work with some of the best top experts in the world in all of their different fields. I don't have a medical background, but I get to do medical stuff up here. It's super fascinating for me to jump into so many different incredible topics and to really go deep dive into it with some of the best people in the world. My brain loves it. I mean, you took it one step at a time. I was at University of San Diego, and you see an airplanes flying out of North Island and Miramar, and you go, that kind of looks cool. Let's go do that, right? And you go fly, and then you said, well, hey, I really am fascinated. How do airplanes work? How do we make them better? How do we, put better systems in them? And so hey, well, I want to go be a test pilot and make those things better, and we can go develop these things. And then, you start meeting folks and you realize, hey, well, maybe you could go be an astronaut, and you apply and go do it. And you just, I don't know, just one step at a time, sir. Absolutely. I remember that a gentleman named Paul once told me he calls them pinch me moments. And so you can think back in your life and you can think back to pinch me moments, right? The day you got married, the day, my children were born, the day you got the phone call that say, hey, you're going to be on Crew 8, the day NASA said, hey, you're going to be an astronaut, the day they called me and said, hey, you've been selected to go to, jet pilot school. All of those are pinch me moments. And I'm super fortunate to have had so many in my life. I absolutely love you guys, miss you guys, and we'll be home soon. What are you talking about? We got about 45, 50 days or so. I kind of noticed that we have 45 days left. We do lots of experiments on us. We are a large portion of the experiments that are done up here. And the about 45 days prior, I remember getting briefed, hey, you're going to get lots of experiments. So right now they're doing lots of tests on me to check out my body and see how things are going. We did tests 45 days after launch, mid-mission, and 45 days for return. So that's kind of a checkpoint for me. All the human experiments are ramping up to get ready to go home. So many things, but I've been thinking about doing a road trip, a camping trip with family for some time, driving around the country. Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy San Diego. I know the weather's beautiful right now. It always is.
Station is the Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
Thank you to all participants. Station, we are now resuming operational audio communications.